Good evening, everyone. I'm going to do a comparison between some standard gauge engines from the 20s. I'm going to compare the 402E to the 408E. The 402s were produced from 1923 to 1927, usually in Mojave, as seen here. The 402s are a dual-motored engine, which means it has two Lionel supermotors. And you see there. So it's quite heavy. The evolution of the 402 itself, the earlier ones were just numbered 402. The E means designated an electronic three-position E unit. This particular 402 was made between the years of 1926 and 1929. It had the early type pendulum E unit. This one here, sometime over the years, was actually converted to a modern Lionel E unit. As far as the cataloging goes, this would be a classification B, which means it had the cast headlights that you see on top, and one pantograph, two whistles, and a bell with its normal complement of couplers. The engine itself was usually paired with three of what they refer to as middle period passenger cars, also in the Mojave. These particular cars were produced from 1923 through 1932. There were some evolutions in their production as well, and these here were made from 1925 to 1932, and you can tell because in 1925 the cars received the deluxe six-wheel trucks, and it was a standard three-car set, with the 418 being the combined baggage car, the 419 being a standard size Pullman parlor car, and the final car in the consist would have been the 490 observation car, denoting the vestibule in the back. The cars themselves were lit up, and they had operating doors on either end of the car, with the exception of the observation car. Okay, so here we have the 408E. This is a MTH reproduction. The 408 originally was made from 1927 to 1936. Its original construction was identical to the 402E. It just was more elaborate with its finishing and had signal lights at either end of the cab. It had the same two supermotors and came in at 17 and a half inches long, and it is quite a hefty beast of an engine. Very smooth runner, MTH did a very good job in the recreation. The car, the engine set came with what is commonly referred to as state cars. These are the Lionel Classics reproduction version of the 413, 416, and the 412 cars. The state cars were their longest and most elaborately decorated. They had a hinged roof that you can open by pushing the two latches in, and inside the vehicle it had seating and two lavatories. This is the observation car, so it only had the one lavatory. Again, they're lit. And so this state car set was the New York, the Colorado, and the California. The original series was in 1929 to 1935. And these cars were also reproduced by Williams and MTH as well, excuse me, as well as Lionel. Here we have a side-by-side of the 402E and the 408E. And here's a side-by-side of the two observation cars with the midsize versus the full state car. As you can see, it's about 4 inches longer. Much more detail in how they finish them. You can see why these state sets are highly sought after. Obviously, in the day, if you received a set of these for Christmas, you'd be busy. Very impressive. And here is the parlor car and its equivalent in the state set. Here's the model with the 2 restrooms. Again, they're hinged, so you just close them and they snap shut. Now, both of these sets that I have consist of 3 cars. There were sets, so there's an additional car. Some of them, there were 4-car sets. So there was another state car, and there was another parlor car for the earlier version. They were sold separately as well. They're the harder ones to find, and they have an even higher premium. I hope this was enlightening and worthwhile for those who found it interesting. And I'm trying to improve some content and give information out that most people might not know. Again, Merry Christmas, everyone, and I'll follow up with some more videos in the near future.